hustle got to be strong in this industry, as in any other industry.
Alright guys, before we get into this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you aren't subscribed. Come on, man, don't be afraid to hit that thing, man. It ain't no big deal, it's just a little button. And I ain't gonna lie, like when I'm watching people's videos and they tell me to like, I'm hitting it, man. I'm trying to support. I try and watch everybody's videos. I try and show some support. Show some support, man. My brother needs some support. Like, I'll get all up in my feelings, man. So good afternoon, everybody. Kind of want to get on here and touch on a little bit of something. I'm going to kind of rant about something a little bit. And that is people that want to try and reinvent expediting. People don't seem to understand, like, there's different segments of transportation industry. Expediting's one of them. Courier is another. Regional delivery, local delivery. I mean, there's just different aspects of the transportation industry. And there's different types of what could be considered expediting, which is like the local courier stuff, last mile delivery, things like that. So the reason I wanted to bring this up is that so many people you see get into expediting as I know it and as what I do, which is over the road, being gone for multiple days, possible multiple weeks at a time, doing many, many miles a week, okay? That's expediting. And people want to get into expediting and they want to be like, oh, well, I want to be home and I'm being home, and oh, I want to get paid this amount of money, or they just want to change everything instead of understanding what the job is before you get into it. That's the most frustrating part, is when people get into this job, this lifestyle, and they don't thoroughly understand what they're getting into. And as I said, one of the things I find funny is, with our new company, I've been the one talking to like new drivers when they come on for the one fleet owner, or drivers in general. Well, for the most part, for the drivers, for the fleet owners, kind of ask them, why they want to do this. What makes them want to do expediting. And it's funny, almost always the first answer, I like to drive. Dude, this is many of us that do these videos and drivers that you come across will tell you, it's not about liking to drive, because I don't care how much you like to drive, that's not going to do it. That isn't enough to cut it, because this, as I said, is a lifestyle. Like, the part of picking up the freight, delivering the freight, sure, that's the easy part. Now, some people, they say they like to drive, but they don't like to drive 15 hours. They don't like to drive 12 hours. They like to drive 3, 4, maybe 5 hours in a place that they like. For instance, I don't like every load that I take. And, for instance, this load right here is it's heavy. It's going across Pennsylvania, which Pennsylvania is one of my least favorite states to travel through. I hate the roads. I hate the tightness of some of the areas. I hate the ups and downs and turns and erratic traffic or speeds from the traffic. I freaking hate driving through Pennsylvania. And then I also hate having my vehicle loaded heavy going through terrain like that. So, I hate this load. So, but I'm dealing with it, and I'm going to make the best of it. I'm like, that's what you got to do. Some people, they'll let that ruin their entire week or their entire day, and they'll just, like I said, they'll think that they can reinvent things. Well, I don't want to do that. Well, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go there. I don't want to travel this way. I don't want to travel this time of day. You start trying to, and that's what I'm talking about, trying to reinvent expediting, because that's what expediting is. For you to get the most out of this job, this lifestyle, you have to be flexible enough and willing to take, a lot of loads that you don't like. Doesn't mean you have to take every single load. You can, that's something that you can kind of mold as you go. That's the second guy I've seen stop and mess with this bag. I don't know what it is. Oh. He's getting something out of there. know what it is. But he found something worth the shit, I guess, because I seen another guy kick at it earlier. I was wondering what the hell was in there. Dude, you see some weird characters out here, man. I just stopped at a Love's before I came here, and this lady, she had a little hatchback car. She was pulled up on the front parking of, along the front of the building. She was off to the side of the building a little bit where the where the parking spaces were, but it was the front set of spaces. They had all kinds of parking on the sides, and she's just sitting there on a lawn chair, kicked back, reading a book, hatchback open and stuff. Yeah, she was just didn't care, had no cares. I don't know what the hell that was. I'm like curious to go look and see what the hell it is, just to know what the hell he thought was so interesting he had to pick up off the ground and take. Oh yeah, characters, man. There's a lot of characters out here. Anyhow, let me get back to it. So back to it. Trying to reinvent this lifestyle, this job. As I was saying, you can kind of start deciding what kind of load you want to take. Which ones you want to try to turn down or steer clear from, or certain areas. Like, that's not a big deal, but like when you start putting restrictions on multiple areas, time of day, all of those things, like, you're going to make it extremely difficult to make a living at this. Just like it's like there's a guy that I see that does videos, and his big thing that he seems to be big on is wanting to be home all the time. For whatever reason, he wants to be home all the time, I don't know, and think he's going to make money doing expediting. It's just, that just like kind of fool's gold, I guess. And what's funny is when he does his recaps, he talks, well, that's a pretty good rate. That's a better all miles rate than, most carriers pay all, their regular rate, loaded miles. And that's all good and dandy, but damn, when you're talking about, I think the best one he's had so far is like 800 and some bucks. Now let me preface with this. If making 800 bucks a week is what you're okay with and you're happy and you're getting to go home as much as you want, all that, more power to you. But if you're complaining about things, that you're not getting to work enough and you're putting those kind of restrictions on what you're doing, that's when I'm going to say something. And that's what it is with this guy. Like, he seems like he wants more miles and he wants to make more money, but he doesn't want to be away from home to do it. Well, you're in the wrong job. Square peg in a round hole is what you're trying to do, and that's not going to happen. And I don't get that. Like, you just see so many drivers trying to do that. They get out here and they didn't realize, like, oh my God, I didn't realize I would have to drive so much. I didn't realize I wouldn't have a regular sleeping pattern. I didn't realize that I was going to have to, go to a shipper and sit there forever sometimes. Or I didn't know I was going to get to a receiver and not be able to get in at a scheduled time. And, they didn't realize all these things. Well, why not? Why? Like, I don't know, man. Now, there's the ones that, I get it, they don't know anything, and they're rolling with the punches, and they're learning, and they're adapting. Like, those ones, I respect those ones. But the ones that are trying to change up, trying to reinvent, no. I got to say something about that, because like I said, this job is what it is. Where like him, he doesn't want to be out on the road, he wants to be home. Again, this isn't the right segment of the transportation industry for him to be in. Me, I enjoy it. Like, I probably get as much joy being gone and everything as he may being at home. It's not that I don't like being home, but I also like being on the road. I love earning money. I love being on the road. I love pretty much just about every aspect of this job. So that's why I do it, and I do it as much as I do. I would like for our rates to be better, of course. We should get paid more. Drivers should make more than what they make. Unfortunately, we don't, and that happens mostly because we don't stick together as a whole. We're all out for ourselves. Competition, all that good stuff. Not everybody's got the same level of desire for money to be happy as each other. There's just so many different things. Now, it doesn't cost as many people to operate as others. So there's a lot of variables in there. So it's really difficult to try to get everybody to a pay that everybody's going to agree is a good pay. So with that being said, you should know that and you understand it. So if you don't agree with it, get out of the industry. I mean, for real. If not, do what you need to do to make the money that you want. Like for mine, my progression went from driving for a fleet owner. Okay, I realized, okay, I'm giving up, X amount of what this van makes to the fleet owner. What do I got to do? I got to own my own van. So then I did. I got my own van. The goal was always to eventually have my own operating authority and, become our own carrier. But that wasn't going to happen for a while. So the next step in trying to earn more money was getting a couple of more vans. So I did. I got another van. Then I got another van. And so then I'm making more money there. Then we did eventually get our operating authority. Now we're cutting out the dispatch. We're getting our piece of pie from that. Now the last thing is to get direct customers, because then you're getting the broker out of the middle of it. You just have to realize who all's getting a piece of your money and do what you got to do to not allow them to get that piece of the money no more. And then guess what? Now you dictate whole 100% what kind of rate you're getting paid. Until then, you don't have much control. You can't really do too much about what the rates are. You can bitch, you can cry, and you can not make hardly any money and start talking about having to sell your van because you bought this $50,000 van and now you can't make enough money to make it worth having. And then you're going to bitch and act like it's the carrier's fault or it's the industry's fault. No, it's your fault because your dumb ass didn't realize what you was getting into. That's whose fault it is. That's one thing that really frustrates me is people that don't take accountability for their decisions and want to blame everybody else, the perpetual victim. Like I said, if I don't like a situation I'm in, I'm going to do what I can to get out of that situation. I'm not going to bitch and cry and tell you how everybody's at fault for why I'm in that position. I'm going to change my situation. I am going to search and I'm going to do what I got to do. I don't, like where I'm at, I'm not as far along as some people may be in the shorter amount of time that I've done it. I don't have all the answers. I don't know everything. I'm not 100% comfortable with making certain moves. So don't take it as though I'm the man and I know everything, because I don't. It's just, all I'm saying is whatever situation you're in, you've chosen to be there. So do what you got to do. Nobody forced you there. Nobody put a gun to your head. Nobody cuffed you and stuffed you and put you in a situation. You chose to be in a situation. Now learn to make the best of it and get where you need to be. I'm going to jump off here, man. I just wanted to kind of rant and rave a little bit about that, man. Just, if you're an expediting man, there's a lot to it. Please, if you guys are out there watching these videos trying to get information on getting into expediting or how to better your current situation while you're in expediting, just starting, just keep doing what you're doing. Watch as much videos as you can. Talk to other drivers. Ask information. Research carriers. Just keep doing what you can to educate yourself and get in a better situation. Because there are better situations. Find what suits you best out here. I'm out.